and did not let him get downfield.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. On the handoff, running left is Akers. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Carter. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that the defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Here we go.
And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Here we go.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
Here we go.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Stop.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. He'll take it at the 42. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes, back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and through. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Burrow. And going deep for Hill. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Open man is Duvernay. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
That's out to the flat for Akers. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. There it is. The defense waking up after 3 plays that hurt them. Finally, they stand up.
They have a little pride, too, you know. 3 straight first down type plays. Yeah, they wanted to make one stick on their side, didn't they?
Caught on the slant. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this in a tight, and they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And he's going to go down. So they pass up the field goal attempt to go for 6, but as a result, they leave points on the field, and that's going to do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a second and short.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
49 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Here we go, here we go.
Play action. It's Burrow.
He'll dump this off to Akers.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
On one, ready? 12, 12, 12.
They'll run here with Akers.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami.
Cam Akers
with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. From his end zone, here comes Carter.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. On third down, Wilson. incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Here's Hill on the return.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
Gun.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Hill. He's got it.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
1st down. Here's Burrow.
Tyreek Hill's got another one.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown.
Well, they matched their opponent's pick 6 from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. As for the opposing offense, you wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to retire.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Steps away. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow.
Looking underneath, he's got Akers.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Wilson.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Javon Holland, and the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Burrow on play action. Dancing to his left.
He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Now here's a high-pressure moment for Brian Johnson.
This to get the lead up to 4. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? But this one wasn't sleeping, maybe just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now if they stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
72 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Running left, it's Hall.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. That one goes for 8 yards. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Wilson to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
They'll toss this right side to Cam Akers.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Throwing now is Joe Burrow. And going deep for Hill. And it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. And my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
Yeah, I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One last shot for Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle.